Hello, this is the video reflection for my Marshall High School speech and debate team for the community service hours for the IB diploma. Now, I started doing the Marshall speech and debate team about, I would say, last year. I really started my speech and debate career really started last year as a sophomore. But before that, I had done a couple camps about forensics-related camps, which taught me, the baby steps of debate, the prerequisites to what I am right now. Like, for example, I went to the George Mason University forensics camp last summer, and that was so much fun. I loved it, and it really, really got me started. But last year was when I went to my first couple debate tournaments, where it really showed me how in-depth this whole debate thing can get. I initially wanted to do debate. I got interested because a friend of mine told me, and I wanted to do it because it just sounded interesting. I wanted to learn more about the world, what was going on all around, and also, I wasn't much of a social person. I didn't really know how to talk to other people. And once this whole debate thing shot out, it really helped me socially, and now, I have no trouble talking to other people. Now, based on my most recent debate tournaments were back in September and October, where I went to a couple Thomas Edison High School tournaments, small ones, not walkfuls or big tournaments. I went to a couple of them there, and first of all, I do extemporaneous speaking, which is where I speak for 7 minutes about any foreign or domestic issue, and you have to come to the tournament pre-prepared with like documents and newspapers and stuff as sources, and then you only have 30 minutes at the tournament to prepare for a speech, which you're given the prompt at the tournament, and you choose from 3. So that's how it works. That's the only event I do. I am considering doing other events such as an impromptu or LD, which is the actual debate, not the actual speech part of it. So there's that for you. And then, so this year I went to Edison. I did a couple of extemp speeches. I didn't win anything though because I was a little out of practice speech-wise. I had been quite distracted with other things over the summer. And then the big tournament, the one that really was amazing, was the George Mason Patriot Games, which I would say about 10,000 people were there. 10,000 forensics people were there. Every forensics event that probably exists in the category of forensics was, LD, you got PF, you got extemporaneous, you got impromptu, you got real debate, you got Lincoln Douglas, you got so many different events, and I really was so interested that, I really felt that it's because of debate that I'm like a part of a whole new community now. I really feel that debate has really sort of opened up new opportunities for what I can do and what I can learn. I didn't win anything, of course, at Patriot Games. You wouldn't call me a novice speecher. I am quite experienced, but I'm not as good as some people out there. At least not as good as the winners of the Patriot Games. Now, when it comes to regards to talking about how much I enjoy and how much what I got out of it, I wanted to say that, well, bottom line, for starters, I definitely learned more like factual stuff about the world, U.S. Postal Service, or, serious foreign policy, or India-Pakistan relationships. That kind of thing it's a given these days, especially in the forensics field, simply because that's all that it's about. We don't really talk about ethics that much in forensics, especially not in the speech division. Maybe in LD or PF, they debate on whether, the death sentence is good or not. They may debate about that kind of thing, but with me and what I do, it's a lot more reality. It's a lot more facts-based and a lot more domestic foreign issues, nuclear war, that kind of thing, ideologies, all that kind of stuff. Now, I really love putting my time into doing debate. It's so much fun, simply because I get to learn so much out of it, and I take so much out of it. I not only learn more facts, but I have a better social life now because of it. I have a whole new group of friends I can hang out with. I have so much more in common with people with other people who do stuff now. I can make conversation with people. It's another thing to add on to why debate has launched up my social path, has put me down the social path, is because now I have more things in common with other people. I can make conversation, I can do stuff like that I wasn't able to do before. It was quite beneficial to me, and also it was quite beneficial to other people too. For example, whenever I'm giving a speech, I'm informing the audience. The audience, the point of a speech audience is that they're there to learn. They're actually not there to judge you. There's only one judge or two judges to judge a speech person, but the rest of the people in the room are there to actually learn. And whenever I give my 7-minute speeches, I really am teaching them. I really am informing them about what's going on in the world, and the fact that, and because they're there, I have to get my facts straight. I have to be organized. I have to be, militant about what is legitimate information and what is kind of speech fodder. That's the term we like to use. It's just cannon fodder. You could call it that. Where it's kind of filler. It doesn't really mean much, but it's there because it's there. The real stuff, the real meat, the nitty-gritty information that goes into the speeches can go a long way, especially with people who don't know much about it. And I really feel that that's really one of the reasons why I love giving speeches, especially to big groups, because I can get my point across quickly, and that's pretty much it. Now, when it comes to preparation, you could say I'm a fairly organized person. I'm not very, I'm not cluttered. I mean, if you look around my room, I'm quite organized and stuff. It's not the greatest, but it's your room, right? I'm organized. I organize my assignments in my assignment notebook. I have tabs, I have folders, I have different homework sections, I have graded paper sections, I have classwork sections. I'm organized. And with this whole extemp thing, it's actually, you're kind of screwed if you're not organized. Especially when it comes to the whole preparation part of it. You only get 30 minutes to prepare for a 7-minute speech. And if you have, and I've seen kids come to these competitions with bins, like literally bucket loads of newspapers and economist magazines and all sorts of different articles. And you know what? Some of them, I hate to say it, but some of them are, miss out on awards that they could have easily won because they're not organized. And I'm very organized. In fact, I never bring solid documents to an extemp round or to an extemp competition because I have them all on my computer. I have certain categories or divisions that I have different, which consist of different foreign issues or different countries. Like I have one specific folder for Syria, and then into Syria I have one specific folder for foreign and domestic. Then I have, the economy, healthcare, all that kind of stuff. I guess the U.S. folder is the biggest because that we live here. But I'm very organized, and I've seen kids who lose or miss out on information because they're not organized. They can't find stuff, and extemp really pushes the whole organization skill to the limit because you have that 30-minute time span. And lots of other events, you don't have 30 minutes. Actually, for most debate questions, you argue the same question all year, so you don't have to be organized. You can be all jumbled up, and you can still find stuff because you have the entire season to do it. And this one, topics change so quickly, and it's just, you need to be organized, otherwise it won't work for you. It simply won't. So when the time comes for when I have to give a speech, I would go to a certain tab, and I would go pick out, I'd look through my files, and I'd find the question, or find the sources that the question is best applicable to it, and I'll just dig deeper and deeper until I find the nitty-gritty information that really answers the question, that really argues why I think something is this. Like, if I'm looking for something for the U.S. Postal Service, or if I'm looking for something for Pakistan's nuclear program or something like that. I know they don't have a nuclear program, but it's a lot of information. And the fact that and another thing that adds itself into it is the fact that any topic in extemp can be added to. It's any topic. You can get any topic in extemporaneous speaking. So you'll automatically have thousands upon thousands of files and articles and little paragraphs. Even the most you'll even have a paragraph or two written by one author, but that paragraph can really make a difference if it has really good information in it. So I really feel that organization was key for this kind of event. I really loved it. So, debate team, speech team, it really helps my social skills, organization skills. I'm able to talk to other people now. Really communicative skills are really essential in this whole division of in this kind of thing, because it is what it is. If you have no speech, there's no debate team. So it won't work without being able to talk to other people. And if you're nervous, you will definitely not be successful. Informing other people, that's another huge thing. It's like, whenever people are curious about learning something, they'll come to these competitions, because that's another thing I learned, is that people will come to these competitions to learn about foreign policy because they just won't understand it coming from the news. They'll understand it coming from a kid who has simplistic language and who will really, really, really make the audience understand what he's saying, because that's a big thing in these kind of events. So overall, this whole activity, and it's not just an activity, it's another thing. I don't want to look at this like, oh, it's something I have to do for CAS, it's something I have to do for IB diploma. No, because this is something that really will help me in the future. It's something that I really, really, really love to do. And I really hope to, in the long run, I hope it does some good for me, because the skills that it promotes, the skills that it requires you have to be good at, really are what gets someone ahead in society. And I really feel that if I invest more time in it, and if I not only just look at it as a CAS assignment or a CAS event, and look at it more like a hobby, or more like something I really like to do, then I really feel that it will not only help me with my IB diploma, it will help me with my life. So, and that's that. So, thank you so much for listening. I gotta go.